Hello everyone, our first video will be a very short one and it will explain why are we making this channel. So let's get started. We know that while solving big problems, we are often caught in thinking from where to start. Well, we have to start from the divide and conquer rule. So this channel will be helping you in thinking of the problems in small parts and then conquering those parts one by one. So let's start conquering. Taking an example of the human body. As we know that the human body is composed of the nervous system, a muscular system, and a digestive system, a skeletal system, and a circulatory system. Let's consider each part of the human body as a module. Let's consider a programming problem. We're required to write a program which tells whether the input number is even or odd. Well, that's a simple problem. Visualizing this problem, we can say that our code is a black box in which we give input and it gives us output. This black box is actually our piece of code. It acts as a function that takes an input and gives an output. Let's try to break this problem. The first part is the input part, in which we have to give the input to the in the black box. The second part is the processing part. It will be actually our coding part. And the third part is the output part, displaying the output of the code. Solving these parts one by one. Firstly, the input part. The purpose of this part is to take input from the user, pre-process the input. As the user entered 0012, we need to convert it to 12 and store it in some variable. Yay, the input part is solved. Let's get to the other one. The processing part, as the name suggests, here we do the processing, the real work. Now we need to check if the number is even or odd. Let's do a little bit of coding here. As you can see a function on the screen that tells us if the number is even, it returns true, and if the number is odd, it returns false. It's a very simple function. Well, 90% of the problem has been solved. Great. The output part, the last but not the least part. We have to take the output as a user-friendly output. As the name suggests, here we do the displaying. We need to check two things here. One, if our function, the processing part, returned true, we have to display on the console that the input is even. And if our function returned false, we have to display that the input is odd. So, and the problem is solved. Good approach. It's a very good approach that we write a reusable code in the processing part. It is also the first thing which is seen in programming interviews. And the modules act as a reusable blocks which can be reused in different problems after being molded according to the requirements. This also saves time, money, and is very efficient in solving new problems. Well, we always welcome your suggestions. You can let us know your suggestions by commenting below, or you can just email us at codesimpler2020@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much.